This meeting is being recorded.
We have one more minute. Money is a tool. You just have to know how to use it. So we have 5 answers. It should be 16, 6 answers. 1, 2, 3. And so we have 6 answers. You should have 14 more. And so that's the timer. I'm gonna give it another 3 minutes. After that 3 minutes, we'll have to move forward. But there should be 14 more answers. What is your current belief around money? And what is your future belief around money? Minus belief by. Okay. There's no wrong answers either. I'm gonna start to read them. Okay. So Eric, as you say right now, money is a necessity, but I want my future self to see it as a tool. It's good. My current financial identity is scarce, a weight that rests on my back. And the future is my future financial identity, freedom, stability, a man that can help all those around me. Okay. I'm in a meeting right now. Yoga? All right, I got you. All right. Okay. 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 So one says current is saving as much money as possible. Future is budgeting more carefully. Okay. I see another one that says I'm struggling with every dollar counts towards something. And then the future is financial freedom, but also be able to maintain and budget accordingly. Okay. Cool. Cool. There's some good stuff. Okay. Check the check, but saving what I can. And then the future is not having to worry about or think about payday. Cool. Cool. Current is nothing, but the future is always a goal to do. Daily looking at people, places, and things to learn. Okay. Cool, cool. That's some good stuff. Working on building savings, future, and turning money into a tool for financial freedom. Yep. Cool, cool. Cool. Some really good answers. Risk taking, investing. Okay, that's not bad. Mentorship, budgeting all income, leveraging high income. It's not a bad answer, Rowan. That's pretty good. Okay, cool. Now, my parents believes about saving money and being very conservative. You cannot save your way to wealth. You can save your way to become a millionaire, but that's going to take too long, right? There's a guy named Myron Golden. He's super smart, but he talks about this concept like, do you want to get rich fast or get rich slow? He's like, I don't know about y'all. I don't know about y'all, but I want to get rich fast. Like, why would I want to wait 40 years to get rich? But I can do it in 4. He was like, you ever heard the concept of get rich quick schemes? He was like, yeah, let me find out. Let me know what works, because that's what he's going to do. He's being funny. But saving your way to $1 million will take you a lot longer and it's harder. than it is to invest your way to $1 million. Type of 1% in the chat if you guys are following along. Saving your way to $1 million, it's a lot harder than investing your way to $1 million. Okay. Now, my old, and I'll share my old financial identity. It was, if someone asked me to invest $1,000 inside a program, I would be like, for what? Like, why would I pay you? Like, I just did not have the belief or understanding of investing into anybody, like outside of school. I saved my money and then I would spend the money on like BS, and I would just be in a cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. Like I would save money and then I would spend it and then wonder why I'm broke. How many of you guys have ever had that experience or that belief? Right? You make money and then you spend it pretty much on BS. You guys can type a 1%. Type a 1% in the chat if you've been there before. Okay? There's no wrong answers. Cool. Cool. So that was pretty much my belief. Like save money, at least have $1,000 saved up, and then I would just spend all my money. Now, my new belief around money, the millionaire identity that I had to become. My millionaire identity and my beliefs around money, number one, money is a tool. You just have to know how to use it. Like money, I had to first, I don't want to go too deep, but money is just, for me, it's just stored value, right? I needed to understand what money was, the history of money, like bartering system, stuff like that. But when I was reframing my belief around money and about my identity of a millionaire, I was like, okay, money is a tool. I needed to know what money was, right? And so for my belief, money is a tool. I need to know how to use it. And my only belief around money is that it's used to make more money. My money and my belief around money is that every dollar is an employee. And I want my money to work harder than me. And I want my money to work to bring me money as opposed to me working for money. I had to believe, and moving to this day, everybody on this call, you believe you no longer work for money. You are not a slave to money. You now are the master. And it sounds very bad, but you guys get the point. You are the master. You have your money under you and is used to make money. Now, we're gonna talk about investing like really in depth at another Sunday call, and I'll show you how to use your money to make money for you. But for now, you need to have the right beliefs and identity. Moving forward, you no longer work for money. Obviously, you do, right? But in terms of your belief, right, your goal is now to get money and now deploy it. Deploy them. They need to go to war. They need to make more money. So I'm going to have this diagram and draw this out for you guys. I'll share my screen. It's so good being around, like going to conferences, investing. I went to this one conference when I first started investing myself, and my belief around money at this time was good. I was like, the money I get from like my job, I'm gonna put it into a vehicle that's going to make passive income. And so the more money that I put inside this vehicle, the more money of passive income I'm going to make. Does that make type of 1%, if that makes sense? Type of 1% to Tevye, I see you. Okay, Justin. So I got you. My belief around money at this point in my life in 2022 was I work for money. So there is I'll show you guys. This is typically what they programmed you to do. Yeah, smoking orange OG Tyler. I had no idea about this stuff. So this is a business. They literally train and program everybody to go to school, get a job. You trade your time, which is the most valuable asset. They've made us to believe money is worth more than our time. And most people, and I can prove it to you, and I'll get there in a second, because most people, they'll rather not spend money. And I know some people on the call can you know what you know what I'm talking about. Even me, I was like this too. I was like, nah, I don't want to give my money. For example, this program, I do not want to give my money. They programmed us to value money more than our time. Because, for example, for me, I was being cheap and broke. There was a program to invest 5K into learning cloud, right? I said no. I did it for free. So I did RMF at the time, risk management framework. It took me 8 months to learn it and get a job and get an interview. I bombed the interview. I went back to still pay the person 5K. So I wasted time, and then it took me 2 months to get my first cloud engineer position. It took me a total of 13 months. I could have been making because so on month 11 I joined this program, right? When I first started to want to make 6 figures, and it took me 2 months, so 13 months total. But I could have been making, I was making 7,600 a month. I could have had that 11 months earlier. I paid because I was being cheap and I wanted to hold on to my money. Yeah, I saved $5,000 at that time. I still ended up spending it, but I didn't want to pay $5,000, but I ended up paying $83,000 in opportunity cost. Money that could have been in my bank account if I took that opportunity at that time. They programmed us to value money more than our time. The time, I could have been having a different life. I could have been having a lot more stress-free situations. Like, you can always make more money, but you cannot. I cannot get that 11 months back. Like, time is limited. Money is not. Your belief around money now is money is everywhere. And I used to hear this, but okay, imagine you guys are in this program. You're learning how to make $500,000 a year. It's 25,000 a month, and that's minimum. That's the skill set of what you're learning. Now you're hearing me talk about it, but once you experience it, you're like once you see the money coming in your bank account, it's going to change your thing. It's going to change your brain, your psychology, seeing that amount. And now you're going to really like have an extra confidence, and it's going to validate your belief that money is abundance. And then when I show you how to invest, and now you see money making money for you, it's going to be even more. But this is the foundation. This is the belief that you need to have to actually do the things like learn the skill to be able to attract and bring the life that you want. Okay, so going back, went on a tangent, but this is what they program like like this is the society right now. You go to school, you get a job, you trade your time for money. I don't know about you, but I don't want to trade something that is limited for something that is unlimited. When I have kids, I want to trade my time. I want to spend my time with my kids. That's why I look he just went super crazy on investing in myself when I was what 25. Um, anyways, so I'm gonna show you a different method. Okay. Once again, society has taught you and programmed you. You trade your time for money. Okay. There's another way where you can trade money, okay? You could trade your money to work for you, okay? And this is something called market. You can put your money into the market and then it can bring you back. I cannot draw arrows. It can bring you back money, okay? So going back here, you trade our money, which is unlimited. You can always make more money, right? To get back money. You are not trading your time anymore, which is the most valuable asset that you have. You cannot get time back. Understanding this belief changed my life. I was like, okay, so why in the heck am I trading my time for money if I can learn this? I did this super wrong. I mean, it's the same, but typically I would just draw a little. Well, you guys get the point. Okay. I would just now. So, but it's just like they've taught us this way. Now you have to learn a different way, a more effective way of making money. Okay. So once again, we no longer have the belief of trading our time for money. You no longer work for money anymore. You're working to gain experience, right? And that's the stuff I'm going to show you how to do. But you no longer trade something that is limited. We all have a limited amount of time. But money, you can always make more money. It's abundance, it's unlimited. We no longer trade our time for money anymore. We now have the belief of trading our money to make more money. Okay? Type in 1% in the chat if that makes sense. Go ahead and type in 1% in the chat if that makes sense. Cool, cool. Drew, I see you. Justin. Okay. Okay. Darius, cool, cool. Cool, cool. Nice, nice, nice. That is an important belief that you need to have if you want to track your way to $1 million net worth. I'm going to show you how to do that within the 1% University. Now, so this is the beliefs that I had. I no longer work for money anymore. I work to gain experience and to learn. And I work to build systems. So I won't go in depth. All you need to know is that when you make money, right, you don't want to have the belief of this. Okay, that's not your belief. Even though that's what you're doing, that's not you do not believe. You want to get this money from the business, and you want to use that money to make money for, like, literally, if I don't say anything, if you guys take one thing from this, it's that. Take the money that you make from your 9 to 5, and then find a way to make money for you. Take the money that you take from your 9 to 5, you trade your time for money, but you want to go ahead and put your money into the market to make money for you. Before you do that, you have to be educated on how to. So it increases the probability of you actually turning $1 to $10. I'm going to show you how to do that. It's very simple. I'm going to show you how to do that. Right? Does that make sense? You guys following along? You guys can type in 1% in the chat. Cool. Nice. Nice. Oh, that's why, because it's on here. Oh, no, that's right there. Cool. Cool. Nice. Nice. All right. Now, um, let's have some fun. Now, consequences. What happens if nothing changes? Right now, in your current situation, even in my situation, when I first started, the thing that started me was I wanted to retire my mom because she was like both my parents, but they were getting old, and like I was seeing them struggling walking up the steps. I'm like, yo, what the heck? And they've been working jobs even before I was born. So I said, nah, that's got to change, and I'm gonna change that. And if I did nothing, right, they would still be like overly working themselves. Okay. So for you guys, what happens if nothing changes? Are you okay and content with your current reality? What happens if you don't start investing today? What happens if you keep giving into instant gratification purchases? What happens if you look at your bank account in 10 years and nothing has changed? How does that, like, what happens if you can't provide for your family's future? Like, how is your current reality affecting those around you? Like, who does it affect? Who does it affect? Especially as men, we are providers. Innately, testosterone, right? We want to provide. What happens if you can't? What happens, with those around you? How does that affect your relationships? What happens if nothing changes? Like, what's the cost of having the life that you currently have if it's not ideal with where you want to go? Even for me, I'm not content. I want to impact millions of lives. I mean, if nothing changes, no, I care too much. Like, I just can't stand people suffering. So no. So what happens if nothing changes? How does that affect you? How does that affect the people around you that you care about? Clearly understand that, because that right there is energy that can be used as fuel. And then why? Now we went on a whole masterclass on mindset, and I had you discover your emotional why. We won't like go in depth with it, but I'll just go over it because it's super important. Your why must be bigger than your personal comfort. I'll work until I'm 65 to be honest. Bro, when I started working after college, 9 to 5, and I was in traffic and I was looking at everybody like doing the same, I was like, this is like the biggest scam. And people do this until they're in their 60s. I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. I don't know if anybody got where that's from. uh Dr. Umar. But yeah, no, it's crazy. I'm just going on a tangent, but that was insane to me. I said I'm getting out ASAP. Like that is the biggest scam. And everybody believed in it because everybody's doing it. What? Anyways, I digress. Anyways, so your why must be bigger than your personal comfort. Honestly, you got to be sick and tired of being sick and tired to make a change, or you just have to really want it for yourself. Okay, Here's some examples of whys. You want to be able to provide for your future family, right? You want to be able to take care of your parents. You want to be able to build generational wealth. You want to have freedom to pursue your passions. I love teaching. I love impacting lives. I couldn't do that if I was working 10, 11 hours, making $21 an hour, $21 an hour as an IT technician. Right? Being able to give back to your community, like some of your whys. Okay. So we already went over the emotional why, and so we won't go over it right now. But wealth building requires daily uncomfortable actions, tracking every expense. Now, you don't have to do that every day. I don't do that every day. I have a different system. But investing before you spend money, right? Because we want our money to make money for us. Saying no to lifestyle inflation. When I was making $28,000, I was still living with my parents. I didn't move out yet. I was still living with my parents. I still had a very conservative, like, I could have bought the Porsche a long time ago, like when I started making six figures, but I was still gonna be broke. It didn't make any sense. Mindset. So saying no to lifestyle inflation, learning about money rather than to relax, working extra hours to increase income. I'm going to show you how to work smarter, not harder, right? You can, instead of you working extra hours, you can actually have your money work for you and even in your sleep. I'm going to show you how to do that in the masterclass. But, okay. And then also, you need to have emotional control when it comes to wealth building, right? Emotions are the enemy of wealth building. And I stressed that enough. Fear of investing. There's some people in this, even me myself, before I started to invest. Now I love to invest. This was like even before I started making some money. Like, it's like, oh, are you gonna teach me what? Okay, how much is it? Okay, I don't got it. Okay, I'm gonna figure out how to get it. I can't wait to get access to the system and blueprint to get what I need and what I'm looking for. Right. But it's just to go back, there's a lot of people in here, even me myself, when I first started, I was afraid to invest. Imagine if you said no, no, I don't have the money. Or and it really is you're just fearful, which is fair and that's normal. You're always going to be afraid. But everybody on this call that's in the program, you have overcome fear. And as example, Cleo just got an offer letter. He's the last person who just got an offer letter for $140,000. If he had said no, it's like what, 8,200 after tax in the state of Maryland? That 8,200 now, for as long as he's working at that job, he has that. But if he had said no, that would not have been his, that wouldn't be possible. I mean, he could still get a job if he like try to go for another program, but you get my point. If he said no and he was afraid to invest, that would not have happened to him. Emotions are the enemy of wealth building, investing in the stock market. A lot of people lose money simply because they don't know what they're doing. They're not educated. Okay. So emotions, you need to be able to control it when it comes to building wealth. FOMO, spending on lifestyle upgrades. Oh, I want that. Oh, nah, control your emotions. Priorities, impatience with slow progress. I started my journey December 2021. I got my first life like big payoff July 21st, 2023. About like a year and a half. My life completely changed. Maybe I mean well, I left my 9 to 5 last month. Like I retired. I mean, I still work in the business, obviously, because yeah, but I don't have to. I don't have to work if I don't want to. Okay. But I started December 2021, and it didn't even take that long. I go by the 1% University. I wanted to do everything within 4 years. So it was like, you get it like under 4 years university, you can retire and make your first $1 million. That's what the 1% University is. But, anyways, you need to be patient with the progress. Like, if you're impatient by having slow progress, you'll stop and you'll give up. That's with learning something, but more importantly, even when it comes to building wealth, it's like an exponential curve. If you ever seen those graphs, okay? And then discouragement when you have setbacks. I was pissed when I got scammed, but I let it go. I quickly let it go within like a couple hours. So I'm like, anyways, like I was. Most people would be like, "Yeah, I'm never investing again." Nah, I will still invest. I will still invest. This is gonna work out. It's just because I had that belief. Goes back to the mindset. So now that we understand the psychology and mindset required, let's dive into the actual mechanics of building wealth, building your $1 million net worth. Okay. Top 1% in the chat if you guys are still following along. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Cool, cool. Dang, I looked up. I see you. Okay. I see you guys. Cool, cool, cool. I see you guys. Okay, Daniel, it's good to see you, man. Cool. Now, I'm going to show you the mechanics, how to just one more time trying to post this as well. Cool. Let me share my screen. It's honestly it's so simple. Like it's not even funny. And I'll go over it. I promise. I promise it's super simple. So I paid a lot of money to learn everything that I know. And I just took out the stuff that works and left out the bullshit. And that's what's the 1% University. That's what this stuff is. Yes, step by step. Freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, senior year. Senior year, that's something that is not available right now, but because I haven't fully done it. But freshman year, sophomore year, junior year is available, and these alone will make your first $1 million. So let's talk about it. Freshman year, um, it's all about never living paycheck to paycheck ever again. Save an extra $100 to $1,000 every single month, and this is the most important part: getting richer and richer every month automatically with automations. Okay, inside here, I show you a system.
That's 1,700 that you have a month to spend on fund money.
I show you setting up different bank accounts, having each bank account has a certain purpose. Your money has to be very intentional. This money is to make sure my bills are always paid. Money goes there. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, so money, your bills are paid, you have money to invest, and you have money for fun. Okay. I do not believe in Dave Ramsey, where it's like suffer and eat rice and beans. No, you can still create wealth, enjoying the life that you want for yourself, while still investing and learning the skill sets that you need to actually retire quicker. Just the 1% university. Anyways, the first step, freshman year, you need to have a strong foundation. Okay, if we are building wealth, let's just say it's a pyramid, your foundation needs to be strong, and that's freshman year. Because there's no point of me teaching you sophomore year, which is how to make $500,000 a year, $25,000 a month, if you don't if you don't know how to manage your money, you'll still live paycheck to paycheck. There's people that make six figures that live paycheck to paycheck. So that's why I start with freshman year. That once that foundation is good, now sophomore year, you're gonna learn how to make minimum $130,000 a year as a cloud engineer, but I show you as a bonus how to make $500,000 a year. Okay. And then junior year, you're going to create a portfolio that will give you a return of anywhere from 25 to 40% yearly. This is a lie. 25 to 40% year is not even realistic. Meaning you'll make a lot more, not less, based off the stuff that I'm going to teach you and show you. 25 to 40% yearly is not what you should be making. I come from a background of day trading. We were doing 20% a week. But as a long-term investor, and I'm going to show you, right, how to long-term invest properly. It's very simple. Now, I'm going to open this up, and this is TradingView. This is what I use to invest. And right now, it's actually a good time to buy. I'm not going to give any, I'm a financial advisor. I ain't going to say buy, do whatever. But this is going to look foreign to you, and it should look foreign to you because this is like a language. It's the same thing with cloud. If people who just joined the program most likely don't know what Terraform or Jenkins is because you've never seen it. But those who've gone through the program, that's like, oh, that's like this. This is like basic. It's like this is like a new language, and it's just someone teaching, hey, this is what this is for you to understand it. And now when you understand it, it's like you have glasses and you can now see. Right now, I can see an opportunity for my money to make money for me. And that's a skill set that you learn in junior year. Type of 1% in the chat if that makes sense. It's super simple. Manage your money, make more money, and have your money make money for you. It's super simple. Super simple. Now, all of this is amazing. All of this is nice, but you still have to learn how to track it. Okay, sorry. This is really good because I explained this before. Your beliefs. How many people in here think that, oh, when I make money, my belief is to save it? It's like in a jar. There's no wrong answers because no wrong. Type of 1%, type of 2 in the chat. If it's like, I believe when we make money, we need to save it. Good, good, nice. That's what we're taught. Justin, so when we had that conversation, like it's crazy because even for me, it's like cutting a tree with a very dull axe, and then I've been through hell, paid a lot of money, and to learn how to sharpen my axe. And I see someone over there and he's like cutting the tree and he's like, yo, I'm struggling trying to build wealth. I'm struggling trying to make money. I'm struggling. And I'm like, bro, you got a dull axe and you don't even know. And I love to help people. I can't. So Justin, I don't know if you remember, but like I never wanted to like, hey, join my program. I'm never gonna be like that for anybody. But it's like this right here, and I'm gonna go on a tangent, and I'll just get to the point. When you save money, typically we spend it on bullshit, to be honest. If you look at your financial statements, if you download all your financial statements, put into ChatGPT, look how much money was spent on things that I do not need. You'll be surprised what you see. That money could have been used to invest. But your new belief about money is like it's a river. It is a river. It flows. Money has to flow. Like the root word, I don't remember this, so I can't really articulate it the best way. And I try to avoid teaching stuff like that, but it's really good. The root word of currency is current. And I forgot what it said, but it was like all fiat. I don't remember that. But my main point is money has to flow. It has to. Money has to flow for you to create wealth. Your belief around money is to save it. That's not going to create wealth. You have to, everybody in this program, you've invested and you've taken a risk. It's a really smart risk, really good one. But you've invested money into this program to hope to bring money back. Cleo just got an offer letter. I think he made a really good investment. Money has to flow. He gave money and now he's getting money back. Your belief around money, you cannot hold on to money. You cannot hold on to money. You can't store it. You have to let it go. How can God bless you if your hands are closed? To be honest, like literally, I used to test this out. I would give money to random people and I would get like 10 times back. I'm not bullshitting you. Like, try it. But I do this not for the intention of making money, just for the intention of actually wanting to help people. Every single time, God knows my heart. God knows your heart. He just it's like a cheat code. Like, I'll give money and it'll come back. It's crazy. And then I would give more money. And then more money would come back. I'm like, Dad, I'm do this every time. So, cool. I just went on a tangent. That's super important. I didn't go over that with the mindset. But it's really simple. How to make your first $1 million. Okay. Freshman year, manage your money. Sophomore year, make $25,000 a month. Junior year, this is where we have fun. Minimum, my belief is the lowest amount of money I will ever make is $25,000 a month. Moving forward, that is your new belief system and that is your standard. Everybody in here has a standard. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you rise to the level of your standards. I'm pretty sure everybody has a standard of brushing their teeth once a day. Some people, let's just say somebody, they have a standard of brushing their teeth 3 times a day. If the person that has a standard of brushing their teeth 1 time a day, and their goal is to now brush their teeth 3 times a day, he's always at least going to brush his teeth 1 time per day. He's going to always fall to the level of his standard. Your new belief and standard is $500,000 a year, $25,000 a month after tax in the state of Maryland. That's a non-negotiable. That's a new belief. When I used to say my goal is to make $500,000, I know what's going to happen. People thought I was fucking smoking crack. Excuse my language. People thought I was smoking crack until it happened, and then I say, yeah, I think you guys are smoking crack now. But that's your belief. And it's non-negotiable. Be careful who you tell that to, because they might change your belief to what they believe. $1,000 saved up. That is the standard for most, and for me back in the day. Your new standard is $100,000 minimum. not in the bank, because inflation, right? You want to have your money make money for you, but liquid, available capital. Obviously, most people are not there. You fall to the level of your standards. Type a 1% in the chat if that makes sense. Okay. You fall to the level of your standards. How much money is your belief? How much money per year is your new belief? Go ahead and type it in the chat. 500,000. Okay. 500,000. Is that fair to say? Do you guys actually 500 rads? Do you guys actually believe? Like literally before I was making $500,000 a year, back when I was working, before I retired, I had to believe it. My mentor pushed me. He said, "How much money do you want to make?" I said, $250,000. He said, "You need to double it." And I thought he was smoking crack. $500,000 is the new minimum baseline. Cleo, I got you. Okay. So here's how we're going to do it. It's really simple. It's the program. Like literally, how many of you guys like are going through the program? Is it like rocket science? It's like the way I teach it. It's like kind of basic and kind of crazy. Anybody? No one? Damn, that's crazy. Very simple. Yeah, straightforward stuff. I really try to teach it like a fifth grader can understand it. Like it's a lot of people overcomplicate it. It's not even that complicated. Anyways, how to make 25 bands a month? It's in the program, right? And you have support to help you. Now, 7:33. We typically do this for an hour, 6:30 to 7:30. But it's really simple. Number one, we have the systems in place so that literally you don't have to do nothing. You're getting richer and richer automatically. And then you make 25 bands a month, sophomore year, and then you want to invest the money junior year. Boom. I'm going to now put this in the Zoom chat, then also Slack, the useful resources. Is it? I'm blind. I'm not blind in Jesus' name, power in the tongue. I can see him. Okay. Net worth tracker. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to use this. Let me see if I can find a dummy. I mean, I could just do it now. So your earned income, and so this is so good. Like Robert Kiyosaki is amazing. First book I read, second book I read, Rich Dad Poor Dad, started my journey. So there's different types of incomes. There is different types of income. What they show you and teach you and program you as a child is how to have the worst way, the worst type of income. It's called earned income. That's the one where you trade your time for money. You have to earn it. Okay. How many of you guys would like to earn income? Sorry, have passive income and portfolio income where your money's making money for you. Type in 1% in the chat. How many? He does. Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. Y'all sure? I'm just kidding. Cool. So back, I'll do what I was making before. I started making my first job was 35,000. Let's actually look for numbers. Tax calculator. So if you don't know, if you go to talent.com and go to tax calculator, you can see if you put in your income. And then annual, live in Maryland, and then calculate. You can actually see per month how much you're making. And so that's actually crazy. Oh, I was getting nothing. I got you, Philly back. Yeah, I got you, Cleo too. So, anyways, yeah, cool. So we're gonna put this in here. I'm gonna take this number. Cool. My earning income, that's what I was making. How much money do you, so we need to finish this. In terms of taxes, I'm paying 556. So taxes, 556. So you'll just go through this, right? Earned income, okay, I only have one. Real estate, business, nothing at the time. Interest, dividends, royalties, nothing at the time. And so, yeah, taxes, expenses, what's all your expenses? Like utilities, maybe like 200, home mortgage. Let's just say how much I have no idea, right? Or rent, right? Um, I wasn't paying anything at the time, but I'm just using this for an example. Maintenance, home, food and clothing, like you'll fill it out. Tithing, right? 10%, 130, credit cards. And so like, as you see, like I'm in the negatives for my net monthly cash flow. So for me, realistically, wasn't paying that. I don't remember my expenses, but you'll fill it out as my main point. Okay. Credit cards, boom, boom, boom. Car loan. Cool. So, um, how much money do you keep? So let me finish this up because I'm gonna go over this. And then now your assets and liabilities. Now, this right here is gonna change the game because for me, typically, when I would look at my bank account, like I would look at my money and I'd be like, oh, I got some money. Or let's say I have like $1,000 in there, or like $5,000 in there. Oh, I got some money. So my bank account, say Capital One, 5,000. And by the way, you guys would, after this, I'm gonna delete everything, and you would just file, make a copy. So you don't have to do that now because it's stuff on there. I'll delete everything, and you guys can make a copy. So, anyways, just so everybody can see. Cool. So, um, yeah. So my Capital One would say $5,000, but like my student loans at the time when I started, I didn't even have 5,000. I never had more than 1,000. It was crazy. But like I would have student loans, and so it's like a distorted view because I think I have money, but I really don't. My net worth is negative 30,000. And so it gives me a real perspective of my finances. At a point, let's just say this, I would, I paid off all my debt, and let's just say I had like $1,000 here, but then like let's just say I had some stocks. Let's just say I had like art, and I do have art. Let's just say this thing is art. I have 10 bands in art, still do. But but like I'm like, dang, I only have $1,000. But it's like, wait a minute, no, I don't. Of like your net worth. This is what I use. This is what I currently use to track my net worth. I have different goals every quarter that I must hit. I have a plan of doing that with the skills and assets that I have. Assets makes me more money. An asset is something that you own that like stocks, crypto. I mean, even though bank account, Capital One, all that stuff is here, like I mean, technically, like you do get like a little money from bank accounts, but I don't put money there. But assets is something that brings money back into your pocket. Liabilities are things that take money out of your pocket. That's what Robert Kiyosaki talks about. But essentially, all you're doing is you're tracking this. I do this every week, every Friday. I track my net worth. And then I have, okay, for Q1, this is my goal. Okay, what am I going to do to get there? Now, for you guys, really, it's just the 1% university. You don't have to figure it out. I've kind of already figured it out for you. But you need to be able to track and to take actions to be able to get the numbers that you want for yourself. You need to be like, okay, this is where I'm at in the program. You can even ask ChatGPT as like a helper. This is you can feed it. Like I would take this is what I would do if I was in your shoes. I would fill this out. I would download it. We'll make a copy after I finish. Fill it out, download it, put it into ChatGPT, and I'll be like, I'm currently in this program where it's teaching me how to have my first $1 million net worth. Um, I'm currently in the program right now, learning how to make $25,000 a month as a cloud engineer, like working different jobs. And I feel like I'm probably gonna get my like I would give it my whole story and experience. I'm probably gonna get my first offer that no one knows. It can be 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, depending on how much time you put into it, how much energy you put into it. But I would give it my experience. Okay, cool. And then I would tell it, can you give me a realistic approach on what my net worth should be on for the year of whatever 2025 each quarter, in 2026 each quarter, and then for each quarter, I want you to tell me like all of the things that I need to do to for sure hit that goal that you have for me. And then it'll literally tell you, okay, first you need to make sure you finish the program. Like I would like give it as much detail as possible. I mean, I actually did that. And so I would do that. And then you now know exactly what you need to do. I mean, I kind of already show it to you in the program. Like I'm teaching you skills, but that AI assistant is literally telling you, okay, this is what you need to do by this time. And so literally, if you do these things, you're going to get this output. The last thing I'm going to say is the law of cause and effect. Law of cause and effect is something everyone should actually know. Actually, no, it's an input. I mean, it's related to this law, but input process is very simple. Literally, I'm trying to find like a, okay, cool. We have a feedback. Where is it? Okay, here it is. So let's keep it really simple. Inputs are the things like, let's just say information, like you're learning cloud, right? And then it's like a process. I want this. So input, process, output. Input, okay, this is what to do. Process, you do the thing. Output, that's the result of what you did. Input, I need to go to the gym. Process, me working out. Output, me getting buff. So, but if you get information and you do the thing, like ChatGPT, Wealth, stuff like that, and you do not get the output, there's something called feedback. What is the feedback that you receive from the output? Maybe your goal was, let's just an example, you're supposed to hit 10 and you got 7. Okay. Thank you for that information. I would feed that back into AI and say, change the input and process. Like, what do I need to change in my system? The input. This is systems, by the way. Um, what do I need to change in my system, in my input and process? Maybe I need to know something else, to do something else, to have a different output. Literally, go to school, get a job, retire when you're 65. This everyone has a system. Like literally, society has given you a system already and belief already. I'm giving you a new belief and system to have better results. So you need to go. So I'm going all over the place. Well, I'm saying I want you to understand, like, to be able to track your way to $1 million, you need to do certain things, inputs and processes to have the output. If you're not getting the output that you want, you have to have a feedback. Hey, what do I need input process to get the output that you're looking for? That's with anything in life, right? Relationships, working at health, finance. And so it all comes down to systems. What do I need to do to get what I want? Top of 1% in the chat if that makes sense. Cool. So how to track your way to $1 million, you have that tool, you know how to fill it out. And let me actually say this one last thing, I didn't go over it. You have the tool, literally, you're just going through the 1% University and you're doing this every Friday or every month. You don't have to be perfect. If you miss a week, that's fine, or a month, that's fine. As long as you come back to it, and you just consistently track it. Like this is every wealthy person I know, they do this. So after everything is said and done, I just want to go over like the analysis, like how much money do you keep? So like after expenses, taxes, stuff like that, I was making 23. I was left with really less than this, like 200. But right, how much money do you keep? So I keep 8.47%, which is crazy. It's like I'm working and I'm only getting 8.47%. Anyways, how does your money work for you? 0%. How much do you pay in taxes? 23%. How much goes into housing? How much do you spend on doodads? Don't worry about that. It's like rich dad, poor dad concepts. Um, what is your annual return on assets? Like how wealthy are you? This is like how long can you live per month? Like you can, so some people measure wealth as like how long you can live. So like based on my expenses and like my net worth, because my expenses is like 2K, like it's saying like, okay, I can live for like 5.1 months. So that's just what this is. So just kind of explain that. But essentially, to track your way and make your first $1 million, all you're doing is going through the 1% University, okay? And then using this as a tracker. And that's pretty much it. And so let me go ahead and do this. So based on everything that I talked about today, how many of you really, really believe that you can make $1 million from the 1% University? Go ahead and type a 1% in the chat. Okay, Rowan, I see you. Okay, Des, Justin. Okay, Peter. Okay, okay. Colossal 1%. Nice. Cool, cool. All right. And so it is a system, a proven step-by-step method. All you have to do is follow the steps. Okay. It's the same thing that my mentors have taught me, and I'm just passing it down to you guys. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? Absolutely anything.
Yeah, I got one thing I wanted to ask you, man.
Yes, sir.
What made you want to teach all this stuff?
So I'm very like empathetic, and I've always just like want to help people. Like
Hmm.
it would be bad. Like I could literally feel emotions like when people would tell me certain things.
Wow.
It's annoying sometimes. But I went to my parents. I'm Nigerian, but I was born in America, and my parents would always say we used to have to walk 5 miles just to fetch one,
Yeah.
all this stuff. And so they would always tell us about that. And then we went to Nigeria for the first time in 2014, went to like the nice spots. It's very beautiful. But my parents, we from the village, like
Hmm.
six mud, like it's crazy. And so we were traveling from the nice spots to like the village, and like I saw like a sea of people that was just homeless, like a sea, like old people, middle aged, like little kids, scabs, scars, like it literally just broke me. And so I just made a decision. I'm going to help my people. I'm going to help everybody. Now, at the time, I was naive. I thought I can help everybody in the world.
Yeah.
But obviously, you can't help everybody. You can only help those who want to help themselves. But I made a decision that I am going to impact and help people. Like I always talk about, I want to impact millions of lives. And that's what I'm going to do. And so I wanted to find a way to give a resource back to Nigeria, and learning this stuff, I realized I can actually do that in a certain way. And I'm actually going to build my first school in Nigeria next year.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's fire.
appreciate it, appreciate it. I'm going to start with Nigeria, but it's going to be other third world countries. But in terms of helping and giving, like I used to, I was in school for nursing. I used to want to be a nurse because I thought that's what I wanted to do. But I just have an innate desire to help people and serve people. I just can't stand people suffering. Like it literally hurts.
That's a
But
blessing.
doing it in from a place of love, not guilt or any negative emotions. And I appreciate that.
My ex was Nigerian.
Okay. So
Yeah.
she was crazy. Let me stop playing.
Yeah.
I'm just playing.
Nah, nah.
Yeah, I'm just I'm gonna tell her I know you. I'm just kidding. All right. Yeah, I just playing. But yeah, man, that's just who I am. Anybody have any questions, comments, concerns?
Justin here. I don't got no questions, but I just wanted to test everything Ty was saying. Speaking of what we was talking about earlier, I was one of those people who were skeptical about making this investment into the program. But for me, the motivation for me is seeing those wins in the Slack every day. From like I saw Cleo's win. That made me go straight to the university. Every time I see the win, that just motivates me more and more. So if that's just any advice for anyone to say that this program isn't for you, well, it is. It's for everyone. He teaches at a fifth grade level. I'm 6 days in, and I could say this information that I've learned. I didn't think it was. I didn't know it was out here. It was this easy, I should say.
It's crazy.
It's
And
crazy.
and so Justin, you saw how like I said, I told you straight up, like I'm not gonna like join my program and force you, but it's like it's crazy because it's like you can have this if you want it,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to make that decision. I'm just here as the messenger. So, but I'm glad you took that decision, bro. Whole
Appreciate you.
time.
Appreciate you.
We thank God, bro. We thank God. And so, yeah, I'm just I wish I had something like this because I went through a lot of bullshit. Got scammed. It was insane. Um, yeah, and it's I just wish I had this when I was trying to come up and get out of the 9 to 5, right?
You got
So,
you got scammed for another. Was it like another program?
bro, so there was this guy I met, and he was like, "I'll teach you how to day trade. I'll teach you all this stuff." That's a whole story. But yeah, I got scammed. It wasn't a program. It was just like a one-on-one coaching. He taught me how to day trade, but he was like, "I'm not gonna leave until like you're successful for at least 3 months." Bro, I took out a loan for 20,000, gave him 10. We lost 8,000 in like 3 trades, and like he like disappeared. I was like, bruh. And I had quit my job. I was working help desk and then another job. I was making 110. I was like, all right, cool. I'm about to go all in, quit my jobs. I had some money saved up. Anyways, yeah, that was fun. But
That's
that was,
crazy. So he dipped on you when. That's crazy.
yeah, he disappeared. He disappeared. We ended up finding him, but that's a whole different story. I ain't do nothing. But nah, I really do pray for him though, even to this day, because if someone was to do that, it means he probably just needed the money or he's kind of a fucked up person. But I still pray for him.
Hey, Todd, I had a question for you.
Yes, sir.
I asked Felipe already, in our chat, but it was about my resume.
Okay.
I had a question because my situation is a little bit unique.
Okay.
So I'm coming out of school, so I have internships that I completed. I did about like four, and so I'm trying to figure out how do I like market, myself as like a cloud engineer, and they're all technical internships. I know you emphasize that we need to show, about like 5 years experience, but I was just wondering how I can do that if anyone else, was in the same situation as I am.
I got you. How old are you?
24.
Okay, that's good. So, there's other people that's in the program that's in school right now. When I first started, I was the type of person that like I didn't want to lie. I wanted to like if I had to get that experience, like at a job, like I wasn't going to finesse. I went through hell. I went through hell. I'm glad I did because I built. Anyways, so what I've learned is number one, hiring managers and recruiters are going to penalize you for not having certain things on your resume. Number two, back at the time, I didn't understand how the industry worked. For example, if you search up entry-level cybersecurity positions, it'll say 5+ years of experience required for an entry level. That doesn't make any sense. But they do that because they're trying to save money. So just to answer your question, what I've learned is you need to present your resume a certain way, not lie, finesse in a little bit, but not. I know people that lie on their resume and they've never done anything like on there, and then they finesse they I don't know how they finesse the interviews and get the job, and then when they get the job they lose it because they've never done the work, right? But the stuff that you've done in the program, you want to put that on your resume, like the projects and the tech challenges, but you want to put that on companies that you've worked for in the past. You're just changing the experience, the bullet point. And so, even though you have an internship, like I cannot stress this enough, like a college resume is so different from an actual like real world resume. Like it does not match. Like at least from my experience, like it's hard to get a job with a college resume. So like internships, I wouldn't put it on there. What they All they care about is, can you do the job? And your resume tells a story that, yes, I can. I was able to deploy infrastructure using Terraform to build out EC2, whatever the case may be, and save 85% down, whatever the numeric result, pretty much how I show you how to create your resume. That is the language that they speak and understand that lets them know, hey, I can do the job. And so take your resume, take the experience, it's a video inside the program, use companies that you've worked before in the past, and just change the bullet point resume. The experience, sorry, to the bullet points.
Okay. I got it. So I guess like showcasing, so I don't have a problem like, showcasing that experience from, the companies I worked at. It's just like the length that's like the issue. So like how do I show that I have like up to 5 years? Because I definitely agree with what you're saying. Like these companies like they do lie about entry level. Like you don't need 5 years experience entry level role. So for me, I know like I have no problem just marketing myself as someone who does have that kind of experience, but I'm just trying to figure out how do I do that with like internships. Because what I try to do is instead of saying like I was an intern, I could just say I was like an engineer. And it doesn't really, they're not really gonna care that I was like an intern.
Yep,
I could just show that like I just worked as an engineer and then, I put my like cloud projects on there.
yep. Because like
But mm,
I was gonna say, I'll show you. So I started working cloud July 21. Give me 1 second. Boom. Boom. Offer letters, my offer. One glow, July 21st. Yeah, July 21st, 2023. The resume that they knew that I had, it showed that I have 5+ years of experience. And the thing is, like, I still just created my resume to reflect that. Let me go here. I still reflected, and so yeah, literally. So yes. So James just said fabricate your resume. 9 out of 10 background companies do not check your titles. They just need to verify that you work there. Yes, there's something called like I think it's called like e-verify. It's like to check like if you like enrolled employers to confirm the eligibility of their employees to work in the United States. I mean, no, that's something else. But they have something to just verify where you work at. And so for me, that's why I said just your companies that you've worked for in the past. But even these experience, the stuff that you've done in the program, the projects, the tech challenges, those are real world experience. You're just adding that to past companies. And then for the timeline, you're going back 5 years. Also, you do not need to put the time that you graduated to as well. So and they don't care about that. Like they don't care. Like all this stuff. Because if I'm looking for someone to manage infrastructure to, support multiple projects, or they need to know EC2, S3, and VPC, I'm looking for someone like that. Wait a minute, this guy includes EC2, S3 buckets, and all right, cool. Let's go ahead and call him up. 5+, or this job title is 5+ years of experience. Okay, cool. This guy has 5 years of experience. So you just need to go back and put the dates that. I mean, I just use random dates to be honest with you. Before I was in tech, I just did not want to finesse, but also I didn't know how things worked, and I didn't have the experience either, so I wasn't gonna lie either. Okay, you guys should never put something on your resume that you do not know or you do not have experience with, because if they ask you and they check you, that's just embarrassing. But that's what I would do: the dates, the companies that you've worked for in the past, and put the bullet point experience there that you've done in the projects and tech challenges.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
got it. Thanks, Sal.
Gotcha.
I don't know if this is a dumb question or not, but for education, right? Say you finish the program and stuff like that, right? So can you put on your resume like this program?
For education, you can, yeah.
How would you put it on? Like if you were putting it on a resume, how would you do it?
So it's simple. There's a resume template. Template. But I think it says like training. Yeah, so training right here. This is inside the program, but you would just put. I mean, it's already in there. AWS Cloud Engineering Bootcamp. So, like, I wouldn't say the 1% University because it's like they don't know what that is. So I would say AWS Cloud Engineering Bootcamp. They know what that is, and like DevOps Engineering Bootcamp. I would literally just use this.
Got you.
Cool. Cool. Any other questions?
Yeah,
Just get
Tayo, Tayo, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
I've had a few recruiters talk to me about security clearance and the trust clearance. I think Cleo mentioned it about his present or new job. Congrats to Cleo, by the way. How do you feel about that? Should we go for our security clearance, or is that just something you would take it on depending upon the role that was offered to you?
So when it comes to clearance, I will never get a top secret. So I used to work with coworkers, and they used to be, oh my gosh, I got my secret. I'm going for top secret. I'm set for life. And me, I'm like, I'm trying to retire in the next 2-3 years. What y'all talking about? So when it comes to top secret, the reason why you want to avoid that is because like you cannot work remote from majority of the jobs because it's very sensitive information. You have to go on site and work there. You have to put your phone. I think you can't bring your phone in and some other stuff because it's so secure. And so for clearance, yes, go for it if it's like public trust or secret. But anything like top secret, I would avoid just because it will limit you on working multiple jobs ethically and legally to be able to make $500,000, $25,000 a month after tax. And so to answer your question, yes, go for it, but avoid top secret.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
So just a quick question. When you were showing the template for the 1% University underneath AWS Cloud Engineering, the certificates that you had showed with it while doing the program, or is that just something you learn like as you go along? Like you can just do them on the side?
Talking about like these certifications.
Yes.
So I do not believe in certifications. You do not need certifications to get a job. A lot of people believe that because they kind of presented that information into the industry of like getting certifications. It is a waste of time.
Wow.
And I'm speaking,
Oh,
for example,
wow.
when I graduated Frostburg, I was driving Uber Eats. And I'm like, I got a degree. Y'all said I get a degree, I get jobs. What y'all talking about? Nobody reached out to me. Then they said you got to get Security Plus. I'm like, bet. I'm gonna have recruiters reaching out to me. Ooh, got my security. I failed it 4 times. I passed it on my 5th time. Jesus Christ. Cool, got it. I went through hell to get it. Crickets. I got my A plus. I got my AWS TCP. Crickets. Getting certifications is what the industry's. If I'm CompTIA, and I'm like, hey, we are a company and we make money by selling tests and giving certifications to let employers know that this is the skills that you understand. This is the information that you understand. All right, cool. How can we make money? And this is just my own like conspiracy theory belief. But how can we make more revenue? How can we make more money? Let's go ahead and tell people or put a notion into the industry like, hey, you need these certifications to get a job. Imagine, and I went and got these certifications. And like, yeah, I was still driving Uber Eats. So yeah, I'm really big on you do not need cert. And then also I asked hiring managers that hired me and other CEOs, like I'm in a business mentorship and it's a bunch of different businesses. But I asked all the CEOs, not all of them, a good amount, like, do you care about certifications or degree? Like, what do you look for? Everyone says the same thing. They don't care. They care if can you do the job. These don't tell them you can do the job. This right here creates a story. You've designed and implemented AWS architectures. Okay, cool. We're looking for someone. Oh, you led the cloud migration project. Okay, you know how to do Okay, that's what, so that lets them know you can do the job, and that is what they're looking for when they're hiring a candidate. These certifications, they do not care, they don't care about that. Like you can literally pay someone to take a cert and pass it for you. You can cheat your way through
So they
college.
really prefer experience in the field over going to take a test and a piece of paper, basically. Because being in Frostburg, they were like, oh, you need the degree, you need the certifications, you need to go don't stop there, just keep going, go for your master's, because they want degrees, and that's how you get the experience. But with us both going to Frostburg, that is very interesting to hear that certs is not the way to go and experience is more the way to go.
So there's so much things that society does to you, and they really kind of fuck you over. For example, credit cards, interest, compounding, like mortgages. Like there's certain things that once you like really like understand certain things, you'll actually be very upset and kind of scared. And then you see like the mass of people like going through society's like indoctrination beliefs and systems, input, process, output, and debt, paycheck to paycheck. Like why is 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck? It's because of their beliefs in the system. Anyways, that's a whole different subject. But to answer your question, think about it like this. Um, do you do like hair or like let's just say you do hair, right?
Okay.
And you're like, you got a good business going and it's growing. Like you need to find someone who does hair. Would you hire someone that has their PhD in doing hair, um, 10 certifications in doing hair, but zero work experience? Like they've never like did hair a day. But would you hire someone with 1 year of experience doing hair on exactly what you're looking for, but high school diploma? Who would you choose?
I would definitely choose the experience because I don't have to teach it to you. You already know.
Right.
And so
That makes sense.
don't you see how that's like so simple and common sense? But it's like, why does the society say you need your degrees and certifications? It don't make no sense. But no one really actually like questions. It's a thing like, and I'm going on a tangent, but it's a thing where there's like a lot of people going one way. Most people are always going to follow the crowd. It's like we're social creatures. Like we don't like to stand out. The 1% university, funny enough. But we typically will follow the masses. And so, like, if the masses is saying go to school, get a job, most people are going to do that. But it's bullshit. It's literally another form of slavery. Like, you don't own your own time. Like, you own like 13% of your time. Like 33% goes to like sleep. A lot of it goes to your job. Like managing yourself and managing your house or like you actually do not own your own time. Like it's another form of slavery. When you actually hit and you retire and you have like you don't have to work, you now own I think it's like 44, 47%, which is dramatically increased. Like you actually own majority, like not majority because it's still 44, but you own a lot more of your time when you outsource things like cooking, cleaning your house because you have money to do that. And so that's a whole different concept. And I've realized that. And I was like, wait a minute, let me look this up. And I was like, this is kind of crazy. This is like another form of slavery. And it's because of information, things that you've heard, things that they told your parents, and things that they told your grandparents. Like, and it's all to follow a certain agenda. I mean, I'm not going to go on that topic, but it's a bunch of bullshit. And it's crazy how it don't make sense. You retire when you're in the city. It don't make no sense. What? I don't like traffic. No, nah. Anyways, I digress because I can go on all day. I love this stuff.
Thank you. Yeah, for the response.
Does that
Yeah,
make sense?
yeah, it make perfect sense. I'm so glad you said that because I was like, damn, I need to get my security plus. I was looking up other certs I need to get. I'm so glad you said that.
The thing is, I went through that bullshit and I paid for it. I paid like 35K in student loans. My mom paid the other half. I wasted like I think like 2 years, a year and a half, another like maybe three, a good amount of money on certs. I wasted so much time and energy, and like I could have been retired if I didn't go to school, and if I had the 1% university when I, you know, anyways, I could have had this a lot earlier, but I just didn't know better, and that's why I'm just trying to show people this stuff. One of the reasons. Does anybody else have any questions, comments, concerns? I heard that degrees and certs aren't really necessary, even though it's what the complex teaches you in school. Man, it's all BS. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna go on that tangent. And Philippe, I didn't forget. I got you. And then Cleo, send that same message on Slack if you haven't already. But I got you. But I'm gonna go ahead and make this announcement. If you guys have any questions, you can still ask it. But so Kareem is now he's a part of the 1% University right now. And just to kind of show you what we're doing is we now have office hours. So if you have any questions, something that you're stuck technically, you can come to these office hours. It's 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. EST. And then also it is first come, first serve. But keep in mind, you not have to wait until Thursday and Friday to get assistance. There is the Q&A channel right there. And so, yeah, we still support you in this channel too as well. We are not going to just give you the answers. The whole point is for you to be able to figure problems out independently, because that's how it's going to be at a job. Now, you still can't ask for help, don't get me wrong, but there's a certain way to ask. And so we kind of teach you that in the 1% University in terms of how to ask questions. And then also in week 3, how to troubleshoot any IT problem. Those 2 videos is very helpful. Like, that is a skill set on its own, and that's one of the things that hiring managers look for in terms of being proactive in solving problems and having a process to do that. And so we teach you that. But if you're still stuck, we will support you in the Q&A channel, but then also the new feature that we have is office hours from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. EST. I'm going to give it about 10 seconds, but if no one has any questions, we'll go ahead and land the plane. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? I'll give it 10 seconds and then we'll hop off. Was this helpful? You guys can type a 1% in the chat one last time. Was this helpful? Justin, I see you. Eric, cool. Damn, it just came out all at once. Nice. Okay. I'm glad. Everybody inside this program, I'll always say this, it is my job and to make sure that you're successful. I do a lot, a lot. I spend a lot to make sure that happens too. But you have someone that cares about your success, and I will never give up on you as long as you put in the time. As long as you don't give up on yourself, I'll never give up on you. So let's continue pushing forward, and 1%. Deuce.